Hi, everybody. Welcome to this week's UW System Career Treks. My name is Heather Rickrell, and I am the Assistant Director of Career Services at University of Wisconsin-Superior. I'm so sorry I can't get my video turned on right now, so a little bit of a glitch there. Thanks for coming to today's Career Trek. JB Hunt is with us today. We want to welcome everybody who is here. I see some faculty and staff are on board as well. I want to send out a special thanks to Haley Carr. She is with UW Superior Career Services, and she's a Career Trek committee member and has set up all the technology and is managing it during the trek. So if you have any issues during the Career Trek today, you can work with her on troubleshooting that. So I'll move to the second slide. I also can't get this to go into present mode, but hopefully it will work. So that you can at least see it kind of. There will be an official registration form that will be linked in the chat. It's going to keep coming up to remind you over and over again to fill out that form. It's how we will know that you were here and are officially registered. Also, just a reminder that UW Stevens Point students will need that in order to receive pro event credit, as the slide mentions. Just to tell you a little bit about the treks, this is a UW system-wide initiative that involves all 13 schools. Career treks were hosted virtually in the fall of 2020, and they are continuing in the spring of 2021. This is the first one for spring 2021. There are 13 different treks each semester, with one UW school hosting a trek each week. The initiative is supported by UW System President Tommy Thompson. There's a press release that went out in September that told all about it. Just a quick going ahead to next week, a little bit of a teaser here. The trek will feature Society Insurance and will be hosted by UW Oshkosh. So again, the registration form will continue to pop up. Please do that at some point. We do have two people with us today from JB Hunt. Put the first slide up again so you can see the name of the company. Alex and Samuel are here, but before we hand it over to JB Hunt, there are two polls for you to answer so that our hosts can better understand who is in our audience today. So the first question is, we would just like to get a handle on your UW school affiliation. We had to kind of pair schools up here to meet the number of options that it allowed us. So if you could just tell us where you're from, what school you're from or affiliated with, that'd be great. So we'll give it another 20, 30 seconds.
We've got 80% of the votes on this one in, so I'll go ahead and end it. And here's our results.
Excellent. Alex, you want to give us a thumbs up when you're good to go on that one? All right. Haley, can you post the second poll?
Yep.
We'd like to know what year in school you are, as well as if you're alumni, faculty, staff, or other. Okay, excellent. Good mix of folks here with us today. So thank you for doing that. So just again, another reminder that registration form will continue to be coming up in the chat every once in a while. Please do that. And so now I'm going to turn it over to, I'm going to stop sharing and I'm going to turn it over to Alex and Sam from JB Hunt. Thanks for being here today.
Thank you. Appreciate the intro, Heather. Very excited to speak with you guys today. I'm a UWS alumni. Went there in 2016 and was in the transportation logistics program along with econ. Very great program you guys are in. So many different opportunities, different employers that will come and talk to you guys about all the different things in the industry. So very excited to be in this position. I was in your seat about 4 or 5 years ago and took the opportunity with JB Hunt, and I've been with them ever since. So very excited. I'm going to share my presentation here. One moment. Get this. Okay. Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, perfect, perfect. So being a part of something big, our company was founded by a driver, J.B. Hunt, and his wife in 1961. And he always talked about the philosophy of being a big company and having a big idea. So we always emphasize that portion of big. Is it going to be a big day? Are we going to do something big for our customers? So being a part of something big has always been the J.B. Hunt culture. So our agenda for today, we're going to do introductions. So I'll go over my job and what I've done at J.B. Hunt along with Sam, who we are as a company, what we do for the supply chain and customers, and along with all our whole supply chain and how that works, what sets us apart, what makes us different from other companies, and then going over some job shadowing opportunities that we have at J.B. Hunt. So starting off, we'll go over introductions. So I'll start first, and then we'll go with Sam. So like I said, UWS alumni, was able to do an interview after a presentation J.B. Hunt had. Wish we could do that this year, but obviously with everything going on, doing virtual, that opportunity will be there, but it's going to be a little different now. And as soon as I got my opportunity at J.B. Hunt, was down in Chicago. Started off at one of our biggest dedicated accounts, Home Depot. I was an intern there, which I'm sure a lot of you guys are going to have to do an internship to graduate with your degree. And it was a great opportunity. I went in with an internship, and then right after my internship, went to an operations supervisor at Home Depot. And then I've just actually progressed wherever the opportunities were at. I just went to where they were. So I went up to Minneapolis, was working at a Home Depot lumber account up there. I was there for about 2 years, and then I transferred down to Iowa, worked for Family Dollar. Also dedicated. All of my accounts have been dedicated. We'll go over the difference between those, but worked there, and then recently got transferred over to Pleasant Prairie, where I work for Meyer. And we have so I manage 6 managers and 70 drivers. So it's a pretty big fleet. Very amazing customer, and really enjoyed the opportunity J.B. Hunt's given me. So 4.5, almost 5 years, I promoted three times, and it's not been because I'm by any means outstanding. It's more so because the opportunities in the company is just gives you so many different chances if you're willing to take that opportunity. So that's my intro, and I'll let Sam take it.
All right, everybody, I'm Sam Wendel. I started with the company in May of 2017 in a similar trainee role as Alex. I'm in the final mile division. I got my start in Shanahan, Illinois, just outside of Joliet at our Whirlpool RDC, where I then was promoted to an operations supervisor there as well. And then in the end of 2018, I took a promotion to the account manager in the Milwaukee final mile location for Whirlpool, which I still reside at today.
Perfect. Thanks, Sam. So going through our slideshow now, who we are. We're a Fortune 400 company. We have grown from just being a little mom and pop shop to the company we are today, and we stress and we really provide a level of service to our customer in any kind of facet way that they need us. So Sam, for instance, is in final mile. I'm in dedicated. We're in 2 completely different divisions, but that's just because that's what our customer needs. So going over our legacy, we're all over the country. We have over 500 locations, 30,000 plus employees, and our revenue keeps growing. We really wanted to hit 10 billion this year. That was our goal, but we fell a little bit short, and that was primarily due to COVID. A lot of our customers, primarily in the final mile division, went out of business, unfortunately. So it was just a tough year, but a great year overall. We really you know, we really tested ourselves. And I think that's true with everybody, but you have to find ways to be innovative and create that customer experience, especially when, you know, you can't really be with the customer. So that was a great opportunity for us to shine. So down at the bottom, you can see, so I've been talking dedicated, final mile, all these different things. So these are different divisions. As I said before, JB Hunt, we want to provide the best service for our customer, and that's not always going to be in one area. So we have segmented ourselves into different areas or different divisions where we can succeed and provide the best service. So starting with the first one, dedicated, that's the best division. I'm just kidding. I'm being a little biased. I've only been in dedicated, but dedicated, just to kind of go over it shortly, is just about a customer needing a certain amount of drivers and managers dedicated to their specific freight and their specific locations, and we take care of that for them. So we do all the logistics and take care of that, so they don't have to worry about ever, you know, shipping freight on their tractor trailers anymore. We take care of that for them. Final mile, that's Sam's area where he actually has been located. That's basically right in the word, final mile. We want to deliver that freight to the final step, right to the person's door, whether that's Whirlpool products, furniture, weight room equipment, all that stuff. ICS, so Integrated Capacity Solutions, that's our newest division. That's basically our brokerage side of things. And they started off really small, and they've just blossomed over the past 2 to 3 years. They started a platform called Marketplace, where it's basically an interface with shippers and receivers and drivers, and they find loads. It's so easy to use and so you know, technologically sound that it's increased our business dramatically in that segment. Intermodal is our biggest division. It's the containers that we ship, so it's so much more efficient nowadays than to have a truck go from California all the way over to New York. More so, we want to make sure that we're having less cost for the lengthy mileage. So we'll put it on a rail car. It'll be a lot cheaper. And then the tractor trailer will just drive from the shorter distances to get it to where it needs to go. And then truckload, that's our oldest division. That's the old school, you know, no rhyme or reason, drive from point A to point B, pick up a load. And it's our smallest division just because it's not as efficient anymore. It's still a great place. I mean, pretty much most of our truckload is taken care of down in corporate at Lowell. But for the most part, that is our more of our lower division, if you'd say that. Okay, so our mission statement: to create the most efficient transportation network in North America. So we're always looking to improve and get better. That's goes to show with the marketplace that we just installed, and we're just had a virtual kickoff, which was kind of different. We usually have it in person, but one of our senior vice presidents of ICS was talking about, you know, we want to be at the scale where all of our shippers and receivers know exactly where their freight is at all times. So we're always looking to be innovative. We just ordered 40 Tesla trucks. I think it was about 2.5 years ago, and they're still building those. But we're always looking for ways to be more energy sufficient, and also making sure that we're being the safest and most efficient for the customer. Okay, and then we have a video here kind of going over our careers and our culture at JB Hunt.
Can everybody hear it? I have no audio on my end.
I'm not hearing
You can't hear
either.
it, Sam? Okay, 1 second. Huh. That is weird. Okay.
So Alex, one thing that might work is if you stop sharing your screen, and then you go back into share screen.
Yeah.
And then at the very bottom, before you click on the video or back into your presentation, if you click the very
Share
bottom,
sound.
yeah, that one, you got to get that one.
Perfect. Thank you very much. I think that should work. You guys hear it now?
JB Hunt's a special
I
place.
can hear it.
Mr. Hunt was a dreamer and Mrs. Hunt was a manager, and they put their heads together and came up with the start of what is today JB Hunt Transport Services, Inc.
We are a big team that feels like a small company.
I love my job. I've always loved working for JB Hunt. This is my family. This is my home.
You know, coming out of school, I was looking for a transportation company, something that was innovative, but also looking for an industry leader.
We're the only transportation company in North America that is best in class in every service that a customer is looking for. And then when you back that up with our people, those two pieces combined make us unstoppable.
Our founders were very family-oriented people. They brought that culture into this company when they started it.
When you manage people and you run it like a family, then it becomes a family. And there's loyalty and devotion and dedication. And that's what I look for, and that's what I enjoy about coming to work.
JB Hunt's culture is unlike many other Fortune 500 companies' cultures. It's not uncommon to hear music playing, seeing footballs tossed around you, and it's just because everybody gets along so well. The work we're doing at JB Hunt is not possible without collaborating with our team members. I can't think of all these great ideas on my own. It takes a team to come up with a lot of the solutions that we're putting in place for these customers.
If you're planning or considering coming to work here, you're in for a great surprise. What I have found is it's a very free-thinking, open-minded, fun place to work that you can make a great living at and build a great career in a lot of different ways and a lot of different services.
We have people come to JB Hunt from all walks of life, whether it's marketing or management or IT or engineering. There's some of the greatest jobs in the nation right here.
JB Hunt is a multi-billion-dollar company with goals to be a $10 billion company by the year 2020. It makes you feel great as a salesperson because the more the company grows, there's going to be more vice presidents, more directors, more national account executives.
JB Hunt is such a large company with so many different areas of opportunity. It's a company that is focused on growth in areas that they're still discovering today.
It's exciting to watch JB Hunt grow. It's exciting to see us take a part in our community.
In 2014, JB Hunt made a commitment to hire 10,000 veterans by 2020.
We have programs that help people transition from the military into a career in an office position or in a maintenance position where they're learning a trade or enhancing a trade they already know. But we also make sure that they know that we care.
Young professionals looking for opportunities straight out of college are looking for more than just a career. One of the things that we've done recently is creating a women's employee resource group called GROW. We're setting up leadership panels for them to listen to, and we have lunch and learn opportunities, and it's actually spun off additional employee resource groups for Latinos, and we have one for veterans.
The more we focus on really bringing in different values, cultures, ideas, how do we make sure we bring in not only those of us with experience, but also brand new people inside the organization? How do we really bridge everything, blend it together so that we can bring the best of both?
We have the ability to continue to learn once you get here. We have all sorts of training modules going on with web-based training. In addition to that, we have tuition reimbursement programs. We have people who have earned their graduate degrees here. We have MBA students here.
This company has such a strong culture of promoting from within. In my case, I went from being in sales to being in a lower level of executive management to being a division president to ending up as the CEO in the end.
My career with JB Hunt has been all over the place. I've had a lot of responsibilities. People are going to take chances, and people took chances on me. If you're a hard worker and you really value making a difference in the company, leadership's going to take notice. And when they do, look out, because you're about to get outside your comfort zone and you'll grow and you'll learn. And then you'll look back 6 years later and say you're a director in truckload and not have any idea how you got there.
I really feel like JB Hunt has given me the tools that I need and empowered me to make decisions. They've given me every opportunity to advance my career here at JB Hunt.
It's a lot more past making money for our shareholders or about how we deliver for our customers or even careers. There are friendships here.
The industry isn't just about trucking, it's about people.
If you're considering working for JB Hunt, I'd say start now. We're doing big things tomorrow, the next day, but if you don't start now, you're going to miss out. And really, it's our culture to meet you where you're at and really get you where you need to be. And you may be surprised where you end up.
When I pull into my parking spot, I know there's no telling what's up there, but I'm sure it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, so that video just kind of goes to show our culture as a company, and it's pretty cool. Every division's a little bit different, and those were a lot of corporate employees, but even out in the field, myself and Adam, we're both out in the field, so we don't actually go to corporate as much, but it's awesome to go down there and meet all the people that are resources that help us with maintenance, fuel, our finances, all that stuff is very helpful. Okay. For some reason, it's not letting me go to the next slide. 1 second.
Alex, if you share it again and then hover over kind of like the lower left-hand corner of your slide in Zoom. So it comes out. Oh, okay. Try presentation mode. Down. Yeah, here we go. And then your controls. Perfect. Yeah, there you go. You're good to go.
All right. Thank you. So Sam's going to go over this segment.
All right, so what we do, Alex hit on our divisions a little earlier, but I'll give some more information on these. Alex, can you hit the next slide?
Yes, sir.
So for our intermodal division, the containers in our chassis, we have over 96,000 company-owned containers and chassis, which is the largest fleet in North America. Also, due to our long-standing relationships with the rail companies, we get priority loading and express lanes. For our dedicated contract services, which is Alex's division, we have over 11,000 trucks, 28,000 trailers and other specialty equipment, over 12,000 drivers, and 411 different clients. And with those clients, we have a 98% retention rate. Our ICS division, or the brokerage, like Alex mentioned earlier, the marketplace, this one is really taken off. It's really changing the industry here, especially this year with the pandemic. I have friends in the industry all over the country that were actually using our marketplace to provide work for their drivers because when their customers slowed down. For our truckload division, yeah, this is our smaller one. We have over 2,000 tractors and 7,000 trailers for this. Mainly the remote drivers with management, primarily in corporate in Arkansas. And lastly is my division, the final mile services. It's our residential and commercial last mile. We have nationwide coverage with our asset and non-asset carrier models to provide for our e-commerce and brick and mortar retailer customers. We got our start in 2007. Currently, our goal is to double in size in final mile by the year 2023. So a lot of exciting things coming for my division. Can you hit that next slide, Alex?
Yes, sir.
And these are all of our support teams. A lot of these are at corporate, our accounts receivable, maintenance, fuel department, HR, compliance, our risk managers. These are all just different avenues you can take whether you get your start in operations or not. Just like the video, our CEO, he started in sales and now he's the head of the company. There's just so many different avenues that we can take with this company, and there's an easy way for you to find a home that you like, especially with our promote from within culture.
So what sets us apart? So obviously Sam just went over quite a few things. Our ability to find a niche in the market and what our customers want. That's the biggest thing that sets us apart, because in all honesty, we're not the cheapest carrier by any means, because we know that what our value is, and our customers also know that they're getting what they pay for, because we're going to go above and beyond what their expectations are. So we actually have reporting that we follow metrics of how we're excelling, and we bring these to the customer and show them areas that we can improve customer value delivery, which we'll go over here in just a little bit. Okay, so our differentiators are our value. We're a big company. Sam was going over all the different resources we have. It's not like we're just up in our own little office by ourselves. We have corporate behind us. Anything I need on a day-to-day basis, I'm reaching out to corporate and they're helping me, whether it's safety related, whether it's finance related, maintenance. All these different things have their own category, and they help us, and it makes us function efficiently. Innovation, marketplace is our big one, but just in our kickoff this year, Shelly Simpson, who was on that video earlier, was talking about Domino's, and I'm sure a lot of you have ordered Domino's on the app, and it shows you, Joe is baking the pizza, and Fred is on his way, and he'll be there in 5 minutes. That's, as silly as it is, Domino's really found a niche in the market, and people love that they know exactly when their pizza is going to be there, that it's freshly made. We want to, take that and make it our own. We want to make sure that we're being innovative, because customers, when they come back to us, they say, one of the biggest things is I want to know where my freight is at all times. And being able to do that, it'll take a lot of investing, but we're willing to do it because we know it's going to give us that edge and that advantage in the marketplace. Sustainability. So if you're not growing your company, you're not pursuing new avenues, and you're just not sustainable. So that's why we always are looking for the new thing and the new ideas, and making sure, even new managers, when I first came in, the account manager at the office was asking me about, what's my fresh take on it? Because if you are doing things the status quo and never going above that, you're not going to be sustainable. So as I mentioned earlier, we've already ordered 40 trucks from Tesla, all electric. Very excited to get that going. And in the near future, we're going to be looking at autonomous trucks as well. It's coming. The technology is there. It's just basically getting people used to the idea of someone not technically driving the truck, that it's automated. Safety. We always stress safety every time I answer a call. This is Alex with JB Hunt, where safety comes first. That's our biggest priority. We really take that to heart. That's embedded in our culture very deep. I know Sam can attest to that. Every single day I'm talking to drivers about safety and talking to management about safety. At the end of the day, we are involved. Anywhere you look in transportation and logistics, you're going to be involved in safety, or you should be, to make sure that you're providing that service for not only your customer, but for everyone else out there. Technology, our tractors have so many different gadgets on it. We can pretty much tell at all times what's going on with the tractor and trailer. We have systems on there that can monitor how fast the tractor is going, how fast the car in front of it's going. And this technology is kind of common now with new cars, but we've had this technology for over 10 years, where we can monitor how fast the car ahead of us is going, and make sure that we're teaching our team how to drive safer. We have a collision mitigation also, where a truck automatically stops if we're approaching another vehicle too fast. So all this technology, it was a big investment, but it's paid off well, because it's making sure our drivers are safe and not having accidents, and that everyone's getting home safely. And our most important asset is our people. Without our people, without new ideas and diversifying, we wouldn't be where we are. So that's why, young people out of college, my instance, I came in and I didn't know much. You think you know a lot coming out of college, but then you get into the industry and it's just totally different. And my input was valued, and there was a lot of opportunity to grow. So technology, I actually just went down to corporate earlier this year, and we have a new technology building, and it is amazing. It's so cool how much they're doing up there. Brand new building, the whole thing is dedicated to technology and research, and they're primarily looking at different ways for our tractor and our equipment, making sure that we have our monitoring systems, how to make things better. Right now, we're getting a blind side viewing on the tractor. So if someone's in our blind spot, we will know, it'll give us an alert and things of that nature. So they do a great job down there. Okay. And then I have a video here. This is just a shorter one going over marketplace.
What if? Two small words that form the beginning of big questions, big conversations, and big ideas. We use those two words a lot at JB Hunt because every day we're asking questions. What if shippers could receive real-time bids on shipments price? What if carriers never had to search for loads? What if we could create an online platform to seamlessly connect shippers and carriers across every mode and scale? First came JB Hunt 360 Shipper, an online portal where shippers could quote, book, and track shipments. Next came JB Hunt 360 Carrier, which gave carriers the power to find loads, make offers, accept, and dispatch within a single app. Now we're bringing the two together and adding predictive technologies that go far beyond online transactions. We're developing customer-focused roadmaps for smart decision-making. The marketplace will connect shippers and carriers by using data science to match freight with capacity, putting the right load with the right truck to create efficiency and cost savings. Marketplace sends load recommendations to carriers based on location, search history, favorited lanes, and recently accepted shipments, and analyzes multiple carrier offers to find the true market price. Dynamic automation tools allow both the shipper and carrier to receive and provide real-time updates. At JB Hunt, we don't just ask, what if? We're combining 55 years of operational excellence with smart technologies to answer the question and build solutions. JB Hunt 360 Marketplace, the supply chain completely reimagined.
Yeah, it's actually really neat. I played around in it a few times, and it's just taken over. I mean, it's so much easier now for a driver who wants to find his next load, rather than call a broker or somebody he's going to have to negotiate with. Just go on the app and you can already see what the market price is for the load. So it's so simple, and it was definitely needed during our COVID-19 surge. Okay, so I'm going to click over here. There we go. Okay, so our innovation. So making sure that we're always being innovative. And I know I've talked about that in the past, and that's not only on the driver side of things and making it easy for our drivers, but more importantly, our customers as well. We want to make sure we're doing new things and better things for them. And that all comes down to, having good teamwork, working well together and bouncing ideas off each other. And doing things, not just one way because it's worked for so long. We change things and make it our own. This is actually, just going back to what I was saying earlier, this is the new building, the new technology building down at corporate. It is real. That whole top level is designated for technology. And then the floor on the bottom is where they have training. So our timeline, 1961, our actually founder, JB Hunt, he patented a rice haul trailer. So he basically made this on his own. and patented it, and he just grew from there. I started off just 3 or 4 trucks and continued to grow. And it was just him and his wife who started the business. He was a driver himself. He was ex-military and just looking for something where, he could grow a business, something he knew well, and he just blossomed from there. Very hard, dedicated working person. So the timeline here shows our 1989, once we got into intermodal, that totally changed the game. I mean, primarily for customers, because it was a lot cheaper and a lot more efficient to ship it on rail than to have a driver drive all the mileage with all the fuel cost and everything else that gets calculated into that. So we opened up intermodal and it just grew from there. It really did. It's now our biggest division. 1993, that's when dedicated came in. DCS, that's the division I'm in, and it's grown dramatically too. It's the second biggest division in the company, and the biggest thing is that the customers want that relationship, that closeness. For example, I work at the Meyer account. I have Meyer employees and that I report to, but I see them on a day-to-day basis, and we're delivering to the same stores every single day. So the drivers build a good rapport with the customer, not only at the DC, the distribution center, but also at the store. So having that fleet dedicated to the customer has really changed how people want to do business. They don't want to just hire a third-party contractor, every couple of days and get bids on who can take loads. They want somebody that's there every single day and does it the right way. Onboard computers. So this is going back to logs. I don't know if I discussed this too much in depth, but all of our drivers have to have logs throughout the day. We just had ELD come in, and our onboard computers basically monitors the driver's hours for them, so he doesn't have to do paper logs. So I don't know if any UWS students are out there. I remember Dr. Stewart made us do paper logs. We do not do paper logs anymore unless we absolutely have to because the computer goes down. But it's good information to know how to do those. ICS started in 2007, so that's our brokerage side of things. That's the firm that did our division that did our marketplace, and it actually kind of took a hit on offices for ICS because marketplace was just so efficient. We had all these offices set up where there were brokers there, and marketplace is so efficient that we actually brought a lot of those offices down to corporate, and people were able to transition their career down there just because the technology was there. And brokers just weren't as high a priority anymore because it was easier and more efficient to get on marketplace and find their loads. Final Mile started in 2007. It was part of dedicated, was our little brother, I like to say, but they grew up a couple years ago and they're their own division now. So just poking a little fun at Sam. But yeah, they're a huge part of our business. They do a fantastic job. One of the most hard jobs in our whole company. These drivers are having to unload massive fridges and massive washer and dryers and then install them in the house. And most houses that you go to nowadays were not meant to get these big items in and out in a safe manner. So they do a fantastic job. It's very dedicated, very hard job, but Final Mile does a great job doing that. And then Marketplace, which I did discuss, and then Direct to Work 2018. This is all about our driver experience. We talk about being driver dedicated. As I'm sure you guys are all aware, the driver market right now, it's difficult. It really is. Just being honest, it's difficult to hire drivers. A lot of baby boomers, and they're starting to retire, and it's a fantastic job, to be honest with you, because you have little training. Well, I shouldn't say little, you have to have your CDL, but you have a great opportunity for growth in the company. A lot of managers started off as drivers and go to managers, and it's a great opportunity, in my opinion, as well, being a driver. 360 box, so that kind of goes back to our marketplace. It's just another virtual platform that we have our customers and our drivers on there. Okay, people. So, and I can't stress this enough, we are the #1 asset, our people. are our number one asset. So we have good communication, good relationships with upper management, and we build those relationships. And it's day one. It's very simple. Just giving you an example here. I spoke with Sam last week. Had never actually met Sam until last week, and we got on a call, and it was just, right from the get-go. It was just chemistry, because we're all on the same team. We're all working towards the same goal, and we're really dedicated. And that's how our whole company's that way. Whether I'm talking to someone in final mile, someone down at corporate. I love talking to people down at corporate because they got the best Southern accent, but everybody down there is so friendly and in the company. So we're really dedicated to our people. Okay. Elevation. So elevation is another way to show how we're including everybody's ideas. And I've only been with JB Hunt, but I have never heard this before to the magnitude that we do it. So basically, we have a platform online that we can go on and submit ideas of how we can improve things at JB Hunt. I've submitted ideas, and then they go through a process where they get reviewed, and then they show you it's almost like step 1, step 2, step 3 to implementation. So it has a review process, and then they get implemented if they make it through that process. But it's just really neat that they go through, and upper management sees these. Everyone sees these ideas that you're putting through, and a lot of them get implemented. Most of our big ideas that have happened in the past year to 2 years have been elevation ideas. So it's a very cool way to make sure everybody, whether you're a driver, whether you're a trainee, manager, wherever you are within the company, you can go on elevation and submit your idea, and it will show you where the progress is. Okay. So how you can make an impact. We have all kinds of resource groups and ways that you can get with different groups of people. If you want to make sure to reach out to people who are more like yourself within the company. African American Employee Resource Group. I'm actually in that group, and it's awesome. We have meetings with next week. We have a meeting with corporate and going over a few different ideas and chatting about things. It's neat. It's really cool to get into these groups and grow and learn. We have the Veterans Employees Group, the Growing and Retaining Outstanding Women group from earlier. And I don't know if you guys can see that picture, but actually in that picture is a UWS alumni, Erica Hansen. She went to UWS in 2016 as well. So she's a UW student, or was a UW student. And then Latinos Engaging, Advancing, and Developing group as well. So we have all kinds of groups, and just to make sure everyone feels included. That's what JB Hunt wants. We want to make sure everyone feels included and not singled out by any means. Okay. Sam, you want to go over this one?
I can cover this. So there on Handshake, we have a link we can share to look at all job opportunities. There's plenty of summer internships, not only at corporate this year, but all across the country within our different business units in the major markets like Dallas, Chicago, things like that. Of course, for graduates, there's our manager trainee positions in our intermodal, final mile, and DCS divisions. That's actually how I got started with the company. It's a great program. It's typically about 3 to 6 months. Now you learn on the job, you learn for that position of that operations supervisor, and they find an account that best suits you. Down here in the Chicago market where I'm at, it's a great position to have because there's so many different accounts within 10 minutes of each other that you can travel to. You can learn 8 different customers and how that business runs to really find what best suits you. And of course, there's always positions at all those support groups we listed earlier at corporate and the ICS division. There's business development representatives and capacity procurement representatives that are available in that division as well.
So that's our end of our presentation. So if you guys have any questions, by all means, we'd love to answer any of those.
Any questions out there for Alex and Sam from the group? Don't forget to fill out the registration form while we're waiting for any questions to come in. So we have a question from Molly Baker. How has COVID affected your job and daily activities?
Yeah, definitely. Good question. It really tested us and dedicated because, we have myself, 70 managers and 70 drivers, 6 managers on site. So we pretty much need to be there in person to make sure that we're getting the freight delivered to the stores on time. So with that being said, we took safety precautions. We made sure our drivers had all the PPE that they needed, masks, gloves, hand sanitizer, all these different things that they needed to make sure to stay safe. But for the most part in dedicated, we really didn't work from home at all. We did have office staff. So instead of having 3 people in the office where we didn't have 6 feet of distance, we'd have 2, and make sure to check our temperature and do things like that. And in the business side of it, we did very well at Meijer because we're in the grocery industry. So the stores were always busy, and we really had surge nonstop, and we still continue to have surge. So it wasn't as impactful on my side and DCS side as it may have been for other divisions. And Sam can attribute to how he handled it.
Yeah, it was an interesting situation for us in Final Mile since, we're actually going into customers' homes, things like that. We just had to do our best to make the customer feel comfortable. All the PPE Alex mentioned, making sure we took our drivers' temperatures before they came in and their helpers, and just making sure we keep our space from the customer. But also a lot of our customers actually offered a threshold or no contact delivery through furniture or whatever that may be. But we also did, at my account, the Whirlpool, where we also commingle some online furniture as well. They saw record numbers throughout the whole year for some of our our customer article furniture. They went to straight contactless delivery, and we're still getting about 3 trailers inbound a week, just all throughout Wisconsin. Just I couldn't believe myself how much furniture people were ordering during the whole pandemic.
Okay, we have another question. How can someone stand out as an applicant with JB Hunt?
That's a great question. Very good question. Definitely being a part of Transportation and Logistics Club, being able to show, that you have experience and that you're willing to learn. For myself, when I came in, I was in the same shoes, and I really didn't have much experience. I just was in the club and I was able to make an interview. But knowing that you're able and willing to, relocate, willing to take opportunities, that's the biggest thing I think you have to learn, because the nuances of the business you will learn with time. But just if you're willing to take the opportunity that's available and willing to work hard and have that credibility of transportation logistics degree, that's a lot. It says a lot, and also making sure that you're ready for the interview as well.
Okay, what opportunities are there for non-transportation and logistics majors?
Really, the possibilities are endless, especially down at corporate. We have so many different support groups, whether it's maintenance or accounting, human resources. We have a whole elevation team for what Alex was speaking to earlier, that review ideas and pitch them to the higher ups. There's plenty of opportunities, and even if you do, you could end up one day in operations or vice versa. It's a great company to be at. They love to promote from within and find a home for you that suits you best.
Are there any other questions out there from folks? Not. Anthony says, can you give an example of an idea that you have submitted to Elevation?
Yeah, definitely. So my first, one of my first ideas would have been back when I first started, and it was in reference to drivers getting a bonus for safety awards. So basically, we have safety platforms for our drivers. You know, the safer you drive, you get points. And back then, we really didn't have a structured system of drivers getting a bonus or even getting some merchandise of JB Hunt or something. So I submitted an idea asking, you know, we should have some kind of reward system for drivers driving safe. If they're doing things the right way and being safe drivers, we should make sure to reward them for that. And that idea was taken and actually implemented along with a bigger kind of process. It was also along with tenure, how long you've been with the company. But now there's an awards, I should say, there's a program set up in place where drivers have safety points and they can redeem those safety points for different awards and different merchandise.
I think that's just a neat thing to have at a company, is that you can submit ideas like that and know that they might go somewhere. We did have another question come in. What was the hiring and interview process like when both of you were hired?
So mine was it was pretty unorthodox because I was just like you guys, sitting listening to a presentation by JB Hunt, and the next day they had interviews. There was a list that we could sign up on, and then we had it literally in Erlinson. I think it was the second floor. So we did it right on campus. It was really cool. I had two people that interviewed me, and they asked good questions, and they want to make sure you understand the industry, but more so they want to make sure that you understand and can work well with people, and that you're open for being, you know, taking opportunity. Like for instance, I was up in Superior and I got offered a Chicago position. And I honestly wanted to stay in Superior, but I looked at it as this is a great opportunity. And I really think JB Hunt's a good company. So I'm going to take that chance. And I did, and I've never looked back, and I've really been happy with it. So it was a little unorthodox, but it was a good interview. They do a very good job in making sure that they pick the right candidate. And then from there, you get sent a letter or an email, I should say, that where they tell you the job position and if you were offered the offer letter and so forth.
Yeah, for me, I didn't have an internship throughout my school, so I found the management trainee position online. Had a phone interview shortly after, and then I got called into Columbus, actually, since I went to school at Bowling Green State University in Ohio. So I went to Columbus and interviewed with the regional operations manager there. And I got hired, and 2 weeks later, I took my last exam and picked up everything and moved to Joliet for the trainee program.
Excellent. I just wanted to share in the chat that somebody said some of the best ideas come from folks that work closest to the process, really like the elevation idea and the visibility managers have to it. So that came from Paul. Any last questions out there? We could probably take one more. I'm not seeing any come in. So Alex, Sam, do you want any last words or things you want to leave us with today?
Yeah, definitely. So thanks again for coming on and taking this opportunity. It's JB Hunt is a great company to work for. I in all honesty, you know, the career path is endless, and there's so many different changes. Since I've started with them, it's not been, I've been sitting in the same office for 5 years. I've transitioned, moved, promoted, and there's so many different opportunities. So the biggest thing I would say to you is don't be scared to get outside your box, wherever that may be. Take opportunities, take chances, whether it's with JB Hunt or it isn't. You know, if their opportunity comes, and it may not be in the state or city you're from, take that opportunity. You'll be amazed about how different it is, and the experiences you'll learn from that.
I agree with Alex. I'm from a small town, 3,000 people. And I went to a small college as well. And next thing you know, I was living right outside of Chicago. Met a bunch of great people, had great experiences with this company, and have been able to promote a couple times just from putting in the work and working hard.
Okay, excellent. We did have one more question come in that I think we have time to take. MBA graduate student with 2+ years in sales experience. We did note in the polls that there were some graduate students. 2+ years in sales experience. What opportunities are there for me?
There's plenty of sales opportunities in all different divisions. Final mile, we have plenty of sales positions looking for new business. Like I mentioned, we want to double in size in the next 2 years. ICS, they're always looking for business development representatives. Just anything we can do to help grow our business. The whole company, we want to, by 2030, I believe we want to get up to around 50 billion in business. So there's plenty of sales opportunities that we offer.
Yeah, definitely. And even if you didn't want to do sales, if you wanted to do something else, we have technology, all these different operations, safety, maintenance, all these different things that we have at JB Hunt. So sales is actually a really good field to get into. So we are national account executives, and they go around all over meeting with different customers, and it's a great part of JB Hunt. So yeah, plenty of opportunities.
Okay, excellent. Thanks, Sam and Alex. I just want to thank you for your partnership with UW System Career Treks this week. It's so great to have you along with us and sharing so much about a company that you're so passionate with. I also want to share thank the UW System Career Treks Committee for their collaboration on the project and bringing this to you. I'm going to go ahead and share the screen. This career trek has been recorded and will be made live for viewing no later than noon next week, Monday. Career treks can be found on the website. You can just search UW System Career Treks and this website will come up, and you can see how to get to that here on the side. The next career trek is going to be hosted by UW Oshkosh. It will be Society Insurance. So I want to thank everybody again today for coming. Thanks again to JB Hunt. And I hope you have a great day today. Thank you.